With glutathione, it is.
Things don't matter.
Good morning. Hello everyone. My name is Aeron and today I'm going to react once again. It's been a long time. I haven't created a video that is just me talking about something that happened that occurred today. I think I've created lots of reaction videos this week. It's because it's to avoid um passively watching YouTube to YouTubes so that I could talk more and say my thoughts more so that you know I could um s- be comfortable with talking. But the problem is that happened something happened during our Sunday school, which we're not in youth Sunday school because our teacher is not there. So our teacher um, our teacher celebrated his wife's birthday. It's her birthday today, and it's 37th birthday I think. And happy birthday to her. And so that's the reason why our teacher is not didn't attended this Sunday service. And one more thing is okay, never mind. Let's set that aside. The thing that occurred during our Sunday service that when I am reading Tagalog, Filipino, which is my mother tongue, and I talk like a 7-year old. I don't. I'm not really that um used to speak. I'm not used to reading Tagalog, which is alarming. I should not be that should not be like that because a peop, a person like me should must love your own country. And it's really embarrassing that I couldn't like read that properly, and I was nervous. But then again, we're not in our class. We were in the adult school, Sunday school, and I was nervous. So now that I experienced that, I should avoid doing the same mistake and reading more Tagalog like this. This is our the tenets of faith, which in Tagalog is our paniniwala on our religion. And you know, it's a lot to read here. So expect me to read um, all of this and explaining it in Tagalog. So for my American viewers, I would clarify that I would speak in Tagalog on those videos. So sorry, I cannot translate everything in English in there because this series where I talk about the tenets of our faith would just be focused on me talking in Tagalog because I'm very used to consuming English content, which I'm going to react again another English video. So now So expect me to make a video about this. While talking in Tagalog, I may be more comfortable in Tagalog since I'm a born Filipino, natural born Filipino. All right, without further ado, let's delve in the science of teaching and effective education in grade schools. Well, my thoughts in this one is, um, you know, schools are really the um is really important. Well, obviously, um, but the thing is, selecting the right school for you is indeed important. Also, some people say that schools are not that important. The education is the one that's important. But I could tell that it's not true. Wanna know why? Is since school determines the people you interact and the people you engage with, the teachers that taught you, and you know the overall community that you would be in. Those three are very, very, um, very important. Those three are vitals to your success as a learner. With without with a unsuccessful um you know with unsuccessful part of this tree, it would lead to you being kind of this average. And I was I'm not saying it's average is bad, but being the best is something you would dream, something that we all dream. And being the best needs to have the right conditions, which is good people, good teachers, mentors, and a good community.
Benjamin Franklin apparently said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." But what do we really know?
I think this is just to let you just to let you know, guys. I've watched the first 30 minutes of this video, so expect me to kind of relate. So this part of the video where Benjamin
Franklin
Franklin apparently said,
apparently said, "Tell me and I
"Tell me and
forget.
I forget, teach
Teach
me and I remember, involve me and
me and I remember. Involve."
involve me and I learn." I think this is really relatable to me. The reason for that is, you know the learners that is really good at school is the ones that the teachers in involved during their class. Well, um, and the ones that fail in class are the people that's not really that involved or participating in class. And you know, let me try
Benjamin
to.
Franklin apparently said, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I
The bad teachers, they just tell that, you know, this is wrong, this is wrong. You're bad, you're bad. Those teachers are the worst. They would develop the worst citizens of our society. They they would create criminals that you know the society really doesn't need and wanted to you know abolish, because bad citizens leads to a bad country. And the second level of teaching is where the teacher actually teaches the student. So when that teacher actually teaches the student, well, we remember that is true. Good teachers, I mean, average teachers, um, when they teach their lessons, we if they teach their lessons well, not just telling what is the thing, this is the thing. They're just telling the lessons without actually teaching us what how it could be used, or what actually is the purpose of this lesson. That's the real teaching. We end up remembering that lesson. And um, after that,
Remember, involve me and I learn. But
now this is where um, this is where the good student is this is where the good student um you know is separated with the average students. The good students are always involved with everything in the lesson. They are included always in the discussion that the teacher is talking or discussing in class. So this is also a lesson learned for the students. To be good at something, you should be always be involved in the learning. I mean, to clarify the comments that I'm talking here, um, you should just take it with a grain of salt, because everything I say here is just subjective. I'm not, I didn't um, have a source prepared so that I could fact check what I'm saying. I'm just, aimlessly talking my thoughts, um, sharing my thoughts about, you know, the science of teaching, which some of you might find it true, but some of you will absolutely disagree with what I'm um, expressing, what I'm conveying, what I'm sharing ideas. And you know let's go back. The people, the good students, the reason the student separates from the average students is that yes, they are always included, and they are developing this relationship with the teachers, um, that leads them to actually understanding the topic or the lessons, so that you know they could actually use it and apply it in real life.
what do we really know about effective learning hundreds of years later?
How did academics actually start again? Is this Did it start um by Socrates, where he created, I mean, I think it's Plato. Plato created the first um you know um or, organization where they learn and ask questions about life, I think.
Many respected economists and educators from the world's leading universities researched this topic. They discovered that many things don't matter, such as classroom size, new technology, or fancy uniforms.
The only thing that matters are the students and the teachers.
Their evidence suggests that the secret to thriving students is
Because
amazing teaching.
I know that no matter the generation is, there's this student, I mean, case where, you know, some case, this classroom is so good, even this so good that they could beat the hell out of this of a section. I mean, of a um, you know, a section that is from a different school with advanced technology. I know there's numerous cases of that. Please fact check me, please, guys. Um, but I know that could happen because some people that has advanced technology are just lazy.
Cheers. Here's what they have learned.
They don't use their technology right. You know,
First, we have to acknowledge that teaching is a highly complex skill. It
true.
involves a deep understanding of the subject matter and the ability to explain complex issues in simple ways.
And teaching is really indeed complex. You must explain it properly in simple ways, like, and you must um build relationship with the students, which I hardly see today's education system because I think it's just my perspective because I normally see teachers um you know um wait, I'm starting to make a there's something going on with my head. Is that do teachers do teachers really um could they build relationship with their students? Could they be friends with their students? Because there's something there's I think there's kind of a conflict there. Is that teachers should not be friends with students. At the same time, I think teachers should be casual with their students, like like they are their children, or they are their brothers and sisters. Well, no, but it really does. But it really doesn't matter if you treat your students like they are their if like they are your children, then do so. But some think that your your students must see you as something of a professional, not something you just casually meet. But then again, it's a complex um, characteristics of teachers. And one more thing is that you should one complex thing about teachers is that they should organize everything, every papers of the students, every quizzes that is in there. I think for teachers there is like um, they should be organize every sections, every section's activities, every of their performance. You should organize every single one of those. So that's a very tough job.
But it also requires an understanding of psychology,
Yes,
pedagogy,
one more
as well as
thing.
a
There's a chance that there could be occurrence of conflicts. Um, there could be dramas in classrooms at any moment. So when this time comes, you should be prepared psychologically. and mentally, because these scenarios should and must be taken seriously, because there might be people that could be harmed, or um you know that is not really humane, that could happen during these conflicts.
Wide range of management skills in order to get the students first quiet and then.
I mean, in the case of primary schools, I think, I mean, no matter the level of school, it should be taken equally: primary, secondary, college, and so on.
Then excited. Rob Coe, professor at Durham University, reported that many widely used methods don't work. For example, grouping students by ability, giving unearned praise, or the idea that students can discover complex concepts by themselves. Instead, master instructors have high expectations and maximize the lesson time. But most importantly, they combine high-quality instruction with pedagogical content knowledge. They don't teach a subject, they teach their students how to learn it for themselves. In order to get it right.
What I find funny, when he told us that students should learn by themselves. What I find funny here is majority of my classmates is, actually some cases, I mean, sometimes our my fellow classmates, um they don't um learn by themselves. They need the guide of teachers. I think that happened. I mean, that happened. Well, I come up with that because that happened during grade 11, where we talked about the Earth um Earth life science. I think Earth um something is where the teacher, our teacher, tasked us to present the you know the stars, the astrology and stuff. We presented that in class, and we tried to explain it by ourselves, and you know study the topic by ourselves, but it ended up a disaster because our teacher just let us learn the lessons by ourselves. So we are very confused on what we are doing.
Right. We have to treat and train teachers like brain surgeons. After all, they operate on human brains. Like aspiring doctors, they are best trained in the field where they receive professional feedback when they make mistakes. Effective schools of education, therefore, train teaching like a craft rather than an abstract science. At Sposato, a graduate school of education known for creating effective teachers, students spend a lot of their time tutoring or assisting professionals. Teachers who are already in the classroom need regular professional feedback on the job. A vast study by Roland Fryer from Harvard found that teachers who receive precise instructions together with specific regular feedback from a lead teacher will improve the most. Other good ideas to improve teachers are to ask the students for feedback or to record lessons on.
I think when this happens is that when the it's called
A teacher will improve.
the lead teacher, I think. Oh,
Start your day with a creamy cup of soup. Just pour.
Study by Roland Fryer from Harvard found that teachers who received precise instructions together with specific regular feedback from a lead teacher.
When this happens, when the lead teacher instructs you to do this stuff, I think that's a part where they watch the teacher, the advisor of the classroom, is that they are faking how they actually teach their students. When they observe the way the teacher is actually with is how the teacher is actually teaching, um that's when the teacher is doing their best, doing their best way to teaching the the students of the class. And when that observation of the lead teacher, um they go back to the way they normally teach their students, which is not that great.
Will improve
So I think this kind of is,
the most. Other good ideas to improve teachers are to ask the students for feedback or to record lessons on video.
one more thing here is that this kind of the students going giving feedbacks to the teachers, students doesn't write the truth, because in grade 9 to 10, from my observation in my um yes, from my observation, that my classmates is not that truthful. They, you know say something that, yeah, you're great, you did well, you know you did best, you did the best on teaching us. Yeah, yeah. But in reality, they did not. I think it's for their they're trying their kind attitude, so that they could have the best grade that would be given to them by the teacher, for the positive feedback.
And let the teachers watch themselves.
But then again, I think that is kind of corrupt if they give the students with good grades when the students gave them positive feedback, which is kind of corrupt. That should not happen, because even if it is a negative comment, it should be taken equally as the positive comment.
Doug Lamov, founder of Uncommon Schools and author of Teach Like a Champion, identified many methods that great teachers use. They greet each student at the door so students feel welcomed and acknowledged of their.
This never happened for my entire life. This never happened. But, you know, I think it's because we should respect these teachers more than the teacher respect us. This is a way to, for, you should be aware on respecting your teachers more than the teacher respects you. But then again, if the teacher respects you more, you are you're more willing to engage with the class. But in some cases, again, the pe- the students that are, not well mannered, even if they are treated well by the teachers, they are not, participating in class. They are antisocial and narcissists, that, of the overall people that you don't want to interact with. but I've never experienced this before. Maybe it's just it's our cultural thing where teachers should not, you know, um, do this, but the students is the one that should do this.
Their existence. Later, they use a strong voice and don't stop talking until they have everyone's attention. Plus, they teach for mastery learning to ensure students get it 100% right.
But I wish I had a teacher like this, where they greet their every single one of the students before the class started. So, how are you doing? Are you okay? Hmm? Well, that's good to hear. Hopefully, um, I could teach you something that you could use in your life. I think that could actually be helpful when to monitor every single one of their progress to learning the topic that you are teaching them. You know, um, so Joshua, how are you? Oh, great. That's good to hear. So, what are you feeling fine? How's your understanding with our topic today? Um, not s- the teacher should not have a conversation with the student if the teacher is in front of class. They should be directly in front of the student so that they could you know talk with the students properly. But then again, those teachers, those particular teachers would develop this kind of bias where they are much more focused on this one student. They end up not paying attention to the entire class, which the class would really find annoying.
Before they proceed. But maybe
But this I think what's
strong 45 many methods that great teachers use. They greet each
this method would really need a strong teacher, because this method would really crush your energy, because it really needs really high lots of energy from your body and from your mind, because you should, if you think about it, you are going to greet each of your students, including the ones that from different sections, and monitoring every single one of their health, their conditions, with your lessons, which is exhausting. Not to mention, some of the students is mentally ill, could be antisocial, could be bullies, which is scary. But maybe it's not scary because you are a professional. You should know that it is wrong with those kind of attitudes. You should tell the principal that this student is behaving have this attitude or behavior that is not mannered. So yeah, it takes a lot of time if you use these methods.
student at the door so students feel
Will
welcomed
consume
and
you.
acknowledged of their existence. Later, they use a
But
strong
then again,
voice
would
and don't
develop
stop
a
talking
good
until they have everyone's attention.
class or
Plus, they teach for mastery learning to ensure students get it 100% right before they proceed. But maybe most importantly, great
and again, I think the worst teacher that I've ever seen, I mean, that I've ever interacted with is, um, I would never mention her name, but it is a teacher that doesn't properly explain the lesson, and they they just tell us that we suck at it, we are not good, other students are better than us, and continuously um you know rushing the lesson instead of having this patience of teaching us what the lesson is about. But not being one-sided here, I think it could be it's because they are going through something. But then again, you are the future of these kids is at your hands. Their future is at your hands. Remember that.
Teachers first get their students excited and then keep their attention through storytelling and engaging activities that spark their imaginations. A paper published by Stanford in 2009 showed that leadership makes a big difference too. At low-performing schools, principals hardly ever show up in the classrooms, but instead spend most of their time on administration, documents, or finance. Schools with better students have principals that get out of their office and spend a lot of time in the classrooms, supervising and developing the teachers. Together, they can make a big difference in their students' life. Economists out of their office and spend up in the classroom. A paper published by Stanford in 2009 showed that leadership makes a big difference too. At low-performing schools, principals hardly ever show up in the classrooms, but instead spend most of their time on administration, documents, or finance. Schools with better students have principals that get out of their office and spend a lot of time in the classrooms, supervising and developing the teachers. Together, they can make a big difference in their students' life.
I have no comments in this one. I've you know um I've never seen our principal walking in the halls. Just this one time. It's really rare.
Economist Raj Chetty and his team analyzed the data of 2.5 million US
Maybe it's
students.
just because I don't really pay attention for my surroundings. Not until this month, this year particularly, um, I started to wander around, paying attention to everything, to anything. Even using my calendar. I don't use calendar last year. I just started this year, which is a game changer. I should definitely recommend you guys to use calendars to indicate what is important next day, tomorrow, or next week, or next month, so that you should be prepared if something important would happen. You could also use digital calendars.
And 18 million test results. He thinks that instructors who are good at teaching to the test have a big impact. On average, data of 2.5 million US students and 18 million test results. He thinks that instructors who are good at teaching to the test have a big impact. On average, having such a teacher for just 1 year raises the students' test scores and cumulative lifetime income by 14,500.
Wow. It really needs one good teacher for this to happen.
In $2011,
If you think about it, if just one teacher leads to you being successful in life, what if every single teacher is this teacher? You would be very successful. I mean, then again, I'm having this fallacy that I you know I think it's the false cause fallacy, I think.
on early childhood education,
But it could be. because majority of teachers are not that.
He has another hypothesis. Great kindergarten teachers help to develop
I mean,
social
they're trying their best.
skills,
Then again, that's subjective.
discipline, and character.
I have
Their
no
impact does not
evidence.
improve test scores during the school years, but surprisingly, another hypothesis. Great kindergarten teachers help to develop social skills, discipline, and character. Their impact does not improve test scores during the school years, but surprisingly re-emerges years later when their former students apply those skills to advance in their careers and find meaningful and well-paying jobs. Eric Hanashek,
Good.
professor at Stanford University, computed how much good teachers really matter. He found out
Really
that top teachers get students to learn 50% more each year than an average instructor. Poorly trained ones, just half of the average. That means that 10 years at school can either result in 15 years of actual learning or just a mere 5 years. This is a massive difference that
That's why I teach my brother a lot of times that you should never, take, um, take the what you are learning not seriously, because everything you learn in school could be applied, even if it's math problems that are really, you know really not used from everyday problems, but it could help when you are asked about ev- without I mean, it could be asked to you. So when that happens, you could solve that, which gives you a lot of aura, they say. So that's why I taught my brother to, take notes, use flashcards, you know, really take serious about what you are learning in school, so that he could have a successful life. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to see on him, to be successful.
mainly hurts children from low-income families who can't afford extra classes or change into a better school. American novelist Gail Godwin once wrote, "Good teaching is one-fourth preparation and three-fourths pure theater." To see great actors in action, watch Michael Sandel from Harvard teach law, Robert Sapolsky from Stanford teach behavioral biology, Walter Mischel from MIT teach physics, or Mr. Hester managing a classroom of teenagers. Links are in the description below, and other great instructors. Stanford teach behavioral preparation and three-fourths pure theater. To see great actors in action, watch Michael Sandel from Harvard teach law, fourth preparation and three-fourths pure theater. To see great actors in action, watch Michael Sandel from Harvard teach law, Robert Sapolsky from Stanford teach behavioral biology, Walter Mischel from MIT teach physics, or Mr. Hester managing a classroom of teenagers. Links are in the description below, and other great.
I would definitely love to react to those videos in the future.
Instructors in our channel playlists. Now, please share your favorite teachers in the comments below.
My favorite teacher would definitely be Ma'am Yema. It's honorable to mention her because, she really impacted my life. Even if I was humiliated in front of her, I see her as a very wonderful person. A person that really changed the way I perceive life as a whole. Even if she just, her subject is about um politics and social society. I mean, society, um, social politics, social organization, society, political science, that sort of thing, and discipline of the discipline of social science in social science. Yeah, those two subjects, and lastly the DI SS, which I mentioned, is her subjects, and she is a phenomenal teacher. She is a very wonderful person, even if she is very scary during class. She's a wonderful and lovely lady. I wish I could be the best student when I was her student. When I was, I mean, when she was our teacher, I wish I could have done my best to, you know, if you don't know, I also mentioned her in the video where I commented that Whiplash is a good movie, which I would link down below so that you could watch those. And she's a wonderful person, and she made me like law and that stuff. So you know, I would watch this. Four great teachers: Michael G. Samuels. Oh, by the way, this is the video is the science of teaching, effective education in grade schools. Kudos to Sprouts. What a wonderful video about great teachers and why we should, you know, help the great teachers. Um, you know, why great teachers are important to our society and why teachers could, you know, make our society for the better, because without them we are really not good, we are screwed. So I'm going back to the part where this poet,
Biology.
I mean this novelist,
To see great actors in action,
to see great action,
list Gail Godwin once wrote, "Good teaching is
good teaching is one fourth preparation." Hold on, let me just pause this.
one-fourth preparation and three-fourths pure theatre. American novelist Gail Godwin once wrote, "Good teaching